Am I the meanest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the prettiest?
Pawn's drunk.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time?
Pawn's drunk.
Well, who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
Who am I?
Pawn's drunk.
I can't hear you.
Pawn's drunk. AKA Mr. Moo Woo Shot himself.
Of Harlem.
Dímelo, mi gente, que lo que ya already know. This is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, El Sazón, El Borracho, El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, God bless each and every one of y'all. Y'all already know what you got to do, man. Have God in your heart. Build that relationship with God. That's the best investment you can make in your life, man. So shout out to God Almighty. Shout out to everybody, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the Most High. Y'all already know what we are, man. One race, the human race. Let's go. Dímelo, mi gente. Dímelo, mi gente. Y'all already know the welterweight division. The welterweight division is lit, is on fire, and boxing is good. You know what I'm saying? Boxing is great. Got great talent in it. Great talent. I remember when it was just the middleweight division or the heavyweight division or the lightweight division, the welterweight division that was the prestige division in the sport of boxing that people just want to talk about. But I'm going to tell you like this. Yo, boxing is stacked with great, hungry talent. Skills. Again, in the welterweight division, that's my favorite division. You know what I'm saying? It got two prime pound for pound fighters that we still waiting for them to get in the ring. Earl the True Spence, the 3-belt holder, the IBF, the WBC, and WBA. We're waiting on Bud Crawford, who's the 3-division world champion, undisputed 140, regarded as pound for pound number one. You could 1, 2, 3. You could flip it around. Bud Crawford, Earl the True Spence. Hopefully they can announce that fight very, very soon. We've been waiting for a long time. But also, I understand that a lot of people, there's a lot of people like myself that, yeah, we want to see the fight, but we're not overly stressed. We're not like, oh my God, this has to happen. Oh, boxing is over. Oh, boxing is dead. Oh my God, oh, boxing is in a coma, because we understand the young, hungry lions that's coming behind them. Pause. In Jerome Boots Ennis from Philadelphia. Y'all already know Vergil Ortiz from Texas, Dallas, Oak Hill. Y'all already know Vergil Ortiz. And you got Conor Benn going to be performing in the UK O2 Arena versus Chris Eubank Jr., the sons of two legends, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Let's go. I can't wait for that fight. Conor Benn is risking it more, and I did a video earlier today. Conor Benn is actually risking it more than these guys that actually get praised more than him. You understand what I'm saying? But it's all about opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Probably if Boots was the son of Nigel Benn or had a father that had legacy fights like him, but shout out to his father, great trainer. But if his father had a legacy fight in where, now his son could benefit from that, and his opponent had a son and they could benefit from that, then, it would have been all solid, all good. Can you imagine Campbell Hatton versus Manny Pacquiao's son or something like that? If Manny Pacquiao, I think Michael Pacquiao, I think that's his name, that he's, I don't know if it's Emmanuel Pacquiao that he be training. Can you imagine if he was professional and they're going to be fighting? Things of that nature. A lot of fans. Oh, shout out to Stanley Onis as well. We don't want to snub him as well. He's the WBA regular champion, JV belt, but he's good as well. The future is bright in the welterweight division. The future is good. The future is bright. Entertainment at its finest. Future pay-per-view bouts, just like in the lightweight division, in which we have Devin the Dream Haney, who is the undisputed lightweight. We have Lomachenko, still regarded top of the line talent, future Hall of Famer. You got Shakur Stevenson that's moving up to the 135-pound division. That didn't even need to go. He didn't need the undisputed 130 in the super featherweight division, so he could be stamped as the top dog in that division. But now he's going into a more intriguing division, more lucrative division in 135 pounds, and him being in top rank could get in that Devin Haney fight or that Lomachenko fight easier than the Tank and the Ryan Garcia. We got Ryan Garcia as well. Ryan Garcia, one of the prestige talent, one of the phenom in the 135-pound division as well, one of the stars in the sport of boxing, alongside for Gervonta Davis from Baltimore. Gervonta Davis regarded by a lot of legends in the game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people feel that Gervonta Davis is special. He's shown special attributes, special skill set, special power. And we just hope that he could, get these type of big names in his resume. but also these type of names that we want him in his resume got to do something so it could be legitimized as big names once you go into that Hall of Fame home. If he does, but I believe that all these guys had the potential to be Hall of Fame fighters. Shout out to Bam Rodriguez, another young hungry lion that's doing this thing, beating Riverside, beating Cuadras. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him a lot of credit. There's Teofimo Lopez beating beating Lomachenko, going to the 140, and 140 is a dangerous division. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis has campaigned there. Ryan Garcia has campaigned there. And Teofimo Lopez has campaigned there. It's inevitable that some of these guys are going to be moving up to the 140-pound division, where there is Josh Taylor, who has been snubbed at the pound-for-pound list because of his performances versus Jack Catterall, and was they trying to finalize that deal. You got Regis Prograis that I believe that it was a draw, or he should have got the rematch with Josh Taylor. I think it was a good fight. I think he should get back still. Regis Prograis, to me, in my opinion, is the most dangerous 140-pounder in the sport of boxing. Going to be facing Jose Cepeda, that was supposed to be facing Jose Ramirez, but Jose Ramirez, congratulations, getting married and stuff like that. Not putting his wife second to boxing. And that could be dangerous as well, man. Putting everything second for boxing, man. I don't know, man. You got to keep boxing first. Boxing got to be the wifey. High, low, dímelo de lo mío. Gracias, it's Mr. Moonshine. It has to be great, better than Frosted Flakes. Pero tú sabes, somos pobres, so we back on fling and put some sugar, some Domino sugars, and make our own Frosted Flakes. As my pops. El papá mío used to be like, ¿por qué tú compraste Frosted Flakes, eh? ¿Ah? Vete para abajo para la bodega y compra el Conflame. Aquí hay azul, que ponemos Domino's y es el Frosted Flakes. ¿Por qué tú quieres pagar $1 más para ese Conflame? Oh, man, I'm saying like this, man. When we poor, man, we count every damn dime. My father counted every damn dime. Damn dime. Mira, vete para abajo y cómprame un galón de leche. Go downstairs and buy me a gallon of milk. Gallon of milk costs $3.49, and my father gives me $3.49 with the 4 pennies. 45 cents, 4 pennies. My father ain't play because he knows I'm going to keep the change and buy me a papita or juguito. Is there still papita, juguito in the grocery store? Them 25 cents juices, 25 cents potato chip. They even got 25 cents potato chip. You was good, right? Going in lunch, elementary school, papita, onion, garlic with a little juguito. You choose your color, whether it's, they say it's grape, they say it's raspberry, but it was just blue chemicals, grape chemicals. And then the honey bun. Honey bun was 35 cents or 50 cents. Huh? The glazed honey bun was 35 cents. The white frosted honey bun was 50 cents. So I was sure I'd get the glazed one. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. You already know, man. A lot of boxing fans, unfortunately, always likes to blame the fighters for not fighting. Oh, this fighter is ducking this fighter is avoiding this fighter is a bum, this fighter is scared, this fighter is pussy, this fighter is all of that. Yeah, at the end of the day, and I know, because sometimes we like to play dumb. The boxing world likes to play dumb sometimes. You know that these fighters are not in control of their career. The only thing that these fighters are in control of is how they execute the game plan in that ring, fight that opponent. That's the only thing. That's the only thing they're in control of. They're in control of what's happening with the commission. They're not in control of what's happening in the promotional company or the networks. They don't have no control over that. I'm going to tell you like this. A lot of fighters right now don't even understand their own motherfucking contract. A lot of fighters right now don't even understand the people around them. The fighters right now don't even understand who the hell is them around them. Huh? There's fighters that signed with Al Heyman that never met Al Heyman. These guys signed to network deals and stuff like that. They don't even know who the head of the network deal. Of the network. And I think if we hardcore boxing fans, we really gotta hold the right people accountable. To hold the right people to their responsibility. You understand? Because the fighters fight. It seems like in the hardcore boxing community or whatever y'all want to call yourself hardcore, I don't believe in that shit no more. I don't believe that a lot of people here is hardcore. I think I could count like 10 people in the whole sport of boxing probably that's hardcore boxing fans, because a lot of shit that I hear in this community, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't sound like hardcore boxing fans. Oh, yo, Shakur Stevenson don't really want to fight Devin Haney. I mean, Bud Crawford needs to sign, and I don't think that Bud Crawford really wants to fight Earl Spence. But now Earl Spence, Bud Crawford signed the extension deal to the top rank, and you know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why he ain't one of the PBC fighters. If we're going to be hardcore boxing fans, can we sound like hardcore boxing fans? Like we know what the fuck we talking about? Excuse my language, damn it. I told you, God, I'm trying to get better at it. Could we sound like hardcore boxing fans? So when a casual comes into this WBC community, YouTube boxing community, they could be like, you know what? I'm learning something from this person. I didn't know about boxing. I mean, I was intrigued by the boxers and boxing, and I was trying to get into the boxing and stuff like that. I like the sport. I want to know who the hell is who. Oh, I just heard that, you know, the fans really want, that there's supposed to be a big fight in the welterweight division. I believe so. What is it? 147, 145, 46. I don't know. I'm trying to learn. And I said, Bud Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He looked like a raccoon, and Earl Spence, he looked like Big Bird's best friend. Huh? Hey Bird, that guy. Seems like he's always kind of high. I believe that's the best matchup that people want to see in the sport of boxing, right? Am I correct? And then you a hardcore boxing fan be like, nah, man, Bud Crawford ain't that good. I mean, but I heard he was a 3-division world champion in another channel, I believe. So, nah, man, that 140, that he ain't nobody in 140. He's the weakest undisputed champion of the. Nah. What about Earl Spence? Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying? Man, he be with PBCs, and they have the protection plan, and he's only stayed in one division. At least Bud was jumping division and stuff like that. Oh, so you don't want to give credit to anybody? Yeah, is that a good fight or what? I mean, it's a great fight. So why are you downplaying Earl Spence and Bud Crawford? If I'm hearing that is the number one fight in boxing, you understand what I'm trying to say? The hardcore boxing fans need to stop downplaying, need to stop disrespecting, devaluing these type of fighters, so we could understand that when a fighter accomplishes something, when this fighter beats this fighter, he get the ultimate respect. But if everybody's a bum, and everybody is scared, and everybody is hyped, and everybody is just not that good, and all these fighters are not like fighters like back in the days, then when these guys are not accomplishing anything. And this is why a lot of the hardcore boxing fans are not satisfied with anything that goes on in the sport of boxing, whatever these fighters accomplish, because you don't respect these fighters. So when Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, how he's going to get the ultimate respect? Because you told the whole world that Deontay Wilder can't box and can't fight. Right? I mean, well, I know you don't respect the Teofimo Lopez winner versus Lomachenko because you thought that he was because you thought that Lomachenko's only put in a pedestal because of his pale skin. So you ain't gonna give Teofimo Lopez because you feel like Lomachenko was just tailor-made and he just given the opportunity and he was placed there strategically and politically. So you're gonna give credit to Teofimo Lopez by being Lomachenko because you think that he was politically made. You think he was manufactured. You're not going to give credit to Gervonta Davis because you see his resume. You feel like, yeah, he good, but who is he for? You ain't going to give credit to Ryan Garcia because you're like, yeah, he's fast. Oh, he's just an Instagram superstar and stuff like that. He's just a social media superstar. Who the hell is he? Who the hell is he be? Who the hell is he be? Who is he? So why you want to see Devin the Dream Haney? Who the hell is he be? Who George Campbell? So, I mean, you know, Team was sick, blah, blah, blah. Anthony Joshua was not really skillful. I mean, he can't beat nobody in the top, in the heavyweights of the past and stuff like that. He's just a model. He just, you know, and even fighters as well. You do a horrible job in promoting yourself because by you dissing fighters time and time again, like Tyson Fury, he talks shit about Usyk. He's just a middleweight champion. He's just a middleweight fighter, right? Blow the middleweight fighter. Anthony Joshua ain't shit. Dillian White ain't shit. So Tyson Fury, when you beat these guys, don't act like we gonna praise you because you said that these guys ain't no good. So what are you? And this is the problem with the sport of boxing is that we're always trying to figure out like who's really who is good. We know that the Belt Federation, the people, that promotional company pay for them to put them in a higher ranking. So who's really who? How do we know that this man is the best? Or no punch because, you know what I'm saying? You know, you can see the eye test. No. Let me ask you a question. If this man was ranked number 18th, and then his promotional company paid off for like my fighter is ready to get this regional belt, or my fighter is ready to get this regular belt. Let me pay to up you up in the in the rankings, and then I'm gonna put you from 18 to number 5 or 4 or 2. How do we know that if he's really a number 2 ranked fighter? How do we know? Because in reality, a lot of things is paid for in the sport of boxing. So what we got to do, we really got to educate ourselves in the sport of boxing. But hardcore boxing fans need to go back to what hardcore boxing fans were. We was educated, highly educated. Shout out to Bert Sugar. Highly educated. We know about the Olympic. We know about the Olympic trial. We know about, remember when Muhammad Ali and Cassius Clay back in the days, people follow the Olympics. People follow. That's why I follow Keyshawn Davis. That's why I follow Andy Cruz. That's why I follow the likes of El Rizadeño Martinez, Marcel. You know what I'm saying? You got to follow all these people so when they become a professional, you understand who they are. When Oscar De La Hoya was in the Olympics, it was a big thing. He was the golden boy in the Olympics. We're not following that no more. I told the people, yo, you following the, what's good, Jaime Hernandez? You following the Olympics in Tokyo? A lot of people wasn't following. A lot of boxing channels wasn't even following it. I was one of the few. I was one of the few that was still up at 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning and seeing, hey, yo, we got to see this Russian versus this Ukrainian fighter. Dímelo, señor. You said I respect Andre as a fighter in the ring, but damn, his decision-making trying to make a fight is horrible. I'm going to say, and let's talk about, I could talk a little bit about Andre. Is Andre making horrible moves, or the boxing industry is sticking it to Demetrius Andre? And all we want to see is, oh, Demetrius Andre is making horrible moves. Demetrius Andre is this. Demetrius Andre is that. But what about what boxing has done to him? But we don't care. We don't care because we want to blame everything on the fighter. Jaime Munguia and Jamal Charlo could have. I said this yesterday. Jaime Munguia signed off to make to fight Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo signed his part to make the fight. And what happened? Did we get the fight? No. Why? Because the business handlers did not want to make the fight because they was on that greedy mode. So are you gonna blame Jaime Munguia for not making a fight? Or are you gonna blame Jamal Charlo? Or it's just easy to just to disrespect Jamal Charlo in the YTBC because it brings views. And it's sustained the eyeballs, and it's sustained the listeners. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to preserve the sport of boxing because I love boxing. I love boxing. I respect the Modern Day Warriors, Modern Day Gladiators. They put their life on the line for pure entertainment. I created the channel to preserve the sport of boxing, not to diminish everything, not to be one of those entities to burn boxing down. Happy that boxing is in a coma. A lot of people are just a bunch of complainers. HLD in the building. What's good, man? HLD in the building. So let's put the responsibility. Let's hold people to the fire. Let's hold the right people accountable for boxing not being where you think boxing should be. Oh, these fighters don't fight enough. This fighter is no, not these fighters don't fight enough. These fighters do want to fight. But these fighters need to wait on dates, and they need to wait on networks, and they need to wait on their business, man. They got to wait on the other hands in the cookie jar that handles their career. So they out there in the gym just waiting. A lot of fighters don't know their date. Back in the days, a fighter knew he's going to be fighting this date, this month, 3 months, 4 months. It's not the fighter's fault. Stop analyzing things so easily because it's so easy to degrade the fighter and disrespect the fighter. Is not the fighter. The fighter is made to fight. The fighter is molded and groomed to fight. He is a fighter. This is what they do. This is what they are. You think that Boots Ennis is scared to fight Vergil or vice versa? You think that Boots is scared to fight Thurman? You think that Earl is scared to fight Bud or vice versa? You think that Wilder is scared to fight Fury? You think Fury is scared to fight AJ? AJ is scared to fight Fury? You think, man. No. Damn it, if you want to call yourself a hardcore boxing fan, man, please start showing it. Start talking like it. Start talking like you love boxing. Instead of trying to be one of the entities and one of the voices who's trying to burn boxing down. Do you think Andre is fighting for legacy or payday? Both. Depending on who he's fighting. Both. But I think a lot of people don't give it the benefit of the doubt. If I got to be the only channel, or the only person in these streets to look out for the misandre, I'm looking out for. I'm going to fight for the misandre every single time. I'm going to do it. Everybody could go gang up on him. All the channels could go talk shit about him, not me. I don't like jumping that shit. I come from a neighborhood. We don't like that jumping. We don't like gangs, and we don't like that jumping. We see somebody get jumped, my crew, you be like, hey, nah, y'all gonna be fighting 1D, bro. Ain't no jumping nobody over here. That was my crew. That's the way I grew up. Y'all motherfuckers likes to jump people. That shit gets boring to me. Yeah, it was overdue. It was overkill. Y'all like to overkill shit in the YTBC. Yeah. Jamal Charlo don't have the career that he could potentially have. Okay. What else you gonna say about it? It's his fault. He could have had the Jaime Munguia fight. Couldn't happen. Why? Are you still gonna blame Jamal Charlo for that? Oh, the misandre don't make great business decision. Well, he put himself, he signed with Eddie Hearn, the zone, that had the biggest fights. Like Triple G was on the zone, Daniel Jacobs went to the zone, and Canelo Alvarez was in the zone. He was in position for the middleweight undisputed bout. So did he make good business decision, or you want to stay stuck on the Jamal Charlo on 154 when Jamal Charlo, one of the guys that I totally respect as well, wasn't even a champion as well? You gonna stay on Lara? Or why not stay in the middleweight division where he was a champion and was in position to get the unification bouts or undisputed bout in the same motherfucking network? Did he make good business decision or not? Or it's just easy because he don't have a loyal fan base. He don't have a strong fan base to fight the narrative. It's only one man in the YTBC is fighting the narrative out here. And if I got to be the only one, I'll be the only one. I'm a one-man army. I don't need to jump no fighters. Hello, gracias de lo mío, Mr. Moonshine, the keeper of objectivity in boxing. Así mismito. We break it down on boxing logically and objectively. Y'all want to gang up on fighters, want to destroy fighters, devalue, disrespect, and stuff like that for your entertainment purposes, go right ahead. Anali in the building. What's good, Anali? What's good? Hey, JT said, in your opinion, Punch, what should happen in the industry to balance the power and the leverage fighters have on their promoters and networks? I feel fighters get railed too easy if they're not a huge star. The first thing, and I tell fighters right now, get your first and foremost, JT, get your own attorney. A lot of these fighters, whether they're teenagers, when they sign their deal, they're very, very young. Also, sometimes their parents don't know the shit about the sport of boxing, and they're signing deals for their kid. And their kid is just vulnerable. Think about it. A lot of these guys, think about it, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, guys like Thurman, guys, they've signed as teenagers. And they don't know the business of boxing. All they do is fighting, being in the gym, and the amateurs and stuff like that. A lot of these, and look, and there's no pun intended to a lot of these fighters. I'm not saying that people can't read, but that doesn't mean that everybody know how to comprehend what they're reading. Teenagers are signing these deals. And they very, very vulnerable because as a teen and you from the hood, how much money you really making? So somebody's throwing at you that I'm going to pay you $3,000 a month for stipend, $1,500 a month for stipend allowance, or $5,000 a month, whatever it is. And you be like, yeah. I'm going to get this a month, and all you got to do is stay in the gym. Do you know that it says in that contract advancement? Some managers won't want you to pay back, but in that contract, it says advancement. I would advance you in allowance. Oh shit, I'm going to get this type of money. So a lot of these young fighters, they sign deals with the promoters or the manager's attorney. They don't get their own attorney. And not every attorney knows the rules of boxing. You got to get a boxing attorney to read your contract. And I think that's what's happening to a lot of young fighters. They sign deals, they don't have the attorney, or they don't have the proper attorney. It's almost like, remember when people was criticizing Mike Tyson, the Mike Tyson and his rape case, that he didn't have the right attorney for that particular case? You know what I'm saying? That they had a tax attorney dealing with a criminal case. The same thing in the sport of boxing. You got a lot of these fighters, they get an attorney. Sometimes it's a cheap attorney. A lot of these attorneys don't know shit about the sport of boxing because boxing is a whole different type of world, a whole different type of entity, whole different type of rules, it have so much loopholes in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So first, you got to get your own attorney, a boxing attorney that's going to read your contract. Fighters are very, 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 very vulnerable. And a lot of these boxing managers and promoters understand the vulnerability of these fighters. That's why they like to go to third world country. They'll go to DR, they go to the Philippines, they get Mexico, they get all these fighters while these fighters are very, very poor. And if you throw them some type of money, you throw them some advancement, you give them a good bonus, they only going to sign because of the bonus. If I give you right now, you're a poor teenager. Right now, you're 19, 18 years old, right? And I'm going to give you a bonus of $60,000 to sign with me. $60,000 right now. You don't got shit in your pocket, but you know how to fight. But yeah, you got confidence in yourself. I'm going to become a world champion. Let me get this deal now. Let me get this $60,000. Let me buy me a car. Let me buy me a matter of fact, I want to buy an apartment, and I could do it with this, right? And now you signed to a deal, but all you worried about was the damn bonus. And now it's your fourth year and you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't like how the way your contract, your management been moving you, your promoter's been moving you. And then you in your fourth year. And then in the contract, it says that you need, if you become a world champion, you got to defend that, and you hooked on the same contract for 5 more fights. And you're like, I want to get out of this contract, but you won the championship. Now it's either you go in the ring and you become a world champion, or you be like, damn, if I become a world champion, I'm hooked on this contract for 5 more fights. Fuck, but I don't want to be in this fucking contract. But if I lose, I may lose my contract and another promotional company won't pick me up. Now look at the predicament the fighter is in. Got to hold Demetrius accountable for his action. He's pulling out a purse bid was his choice. His value is only as much as someone is willing to pay. Only one promoter bid because no one really wants him. But is that his fault, or he's have people in position to tell him that this is going to happen? Like it's always that's what I mean. It's accountability because you hire these people to take care of your business. Let me ask you a question, HLD. Do you think that it was Teofimo Lopez to make the decision to go to Triller? Or was it David McWaters that told him, look, we have a good opportunity. Triller is not, you know what I'm saying? The only thing with Triller is what they did with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. But they throw in the bag. All right? So the decision is they're going to bid on you for $6.2 million. They knew this shit before the bid, right? But they're going to bid on it. Now, let's take this opportunity. You're going to get paid the more that you're going to get paid because Bob Arum don't want to pay you. And then look what happened. Yeah, it looked good. It sounded good. It was a good decision. But you think that it's from Lopez making these decisions by himself? Or was it Peter Khan and David McWaters that made that decision? And now their careers is banked on David McWaters and Peter Khan. And then Peter Khan being the chief officer. No wonder they made that deal before the purse bid. And that's what I'm trying to say. We got to look at the business of boxing. The fighters are meant to fight, and they hire people to take care of their business outside of boxing. So their minds could be just stuck on boxing. The same way Canelo Alvarez, what he said, he signed the deal. Look, Canelo Alvarez signed a deal with Golden Boy Promotions and DAZN, and him not even knowing what was in the contract. Because he just trusted everybody. Okay, whatever they read, cool, sign here. It's almost like when you buy your first car. When I bought my first car, and you know, when you buy your first car, the contract is thick like this, and the guy goes, "Oh, just sign your initials there," or what it means, and he's telling you, yeah, it just means this, and this, and you're like, shit, I just want to get, I want to get out the dealership with this car before they find out that I don't got really, really good credit. You know what I'm saying? Sign the initials here, and you just signing initials after initials after initials, and they're just telling you, so you won't have to read the whole fucking page. You're like, oh, this what it means. This what it means. Nah, that's just, you know what I'm saying. That's insurance and stuff like that. All right, and you just signing, and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. It's not the fighters, man. If it's anybody's fault, the fighters is the last to blame. The last to blame. When it comes to performances, the fighter gets all the blame. And his trainer. That's what they're in control of. A lot of fighters are promised so many things. 80%, they don't keep their promise. Don't worry. Don't worry. You're going to get your fight. Don't worry. Take this belt. You're going to get your fight. It's like Jamal Charlo. Take this belt. Don't worry. We're going to give Canelo Alvarez this. You're going to be elevated. Don't worry. Stay there. You're going to be mandated. Just stay there. Did he ever get did he ever get a shot? Sign here, Demetrius Andrade to the zone of Eddie Hearn. You're gonna get good money, and you're gonna get the best opportunity to fight the best at your weight division. And what's happening? Is that his fault too, or is that Eddie Hearn's fault? You know what I'm saying? It's easy to blame the fighter. So a lot of people like the narrative. It's easy. The narrative is easy because these narratives are so easy to adopt. Is Jamal Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Jaime Munguia, David Benavidez. Look, David Benavidez called out Demetrius Andrade, right? Oh, shit. The boxing world was like, okay, that's a good fight for David Benavidez. Demetrius Andrade then said, yeah, I wanted to fight that fight. Here comes Samson Likowitz and said that fight is not going to happen. It's never going to happen. He needs $7 million just to talk to us, right? So we don't look at that as being fucked up. He gonna need $7 million to talk to us, but what? They was trying to give him $183,000 to fight Zach Parker. So he's shamed that he gets 183. He's shamed that he needs $7 million to fight David just to talk. Remember, Samson Likowitz just said to talk, he needs $7 million. And y'all don't get that this guy is getting railroaded. Y'all don't understand this guy's getting fucked over. You think that these guys said, you think that Frank Warren don't have power and be like, hey, yo, don't bid. You remember Bob Arum when he was mad at Eddie Hearn? What did Bob Arum tell Eddie Hearn? What did Bob Arum tell Eddie Hearn when Eddie Hearn bid on the Kambosa Teofimo Lopez fight? He was tight. We're going to get him back for bidding, for sticking his nose in my business. You don't think behind the scenes, Frank Warren told people, look, I'm going to bid on this fight. We cool. Do not bid on this fight. Do not bid on this fight. Do not bid on this fight. You don't think that's what happens? But then y'all want to laugh and be like, Y'all want to laugh. Y'all don't know the business of boxing. Yo, the business of boxing is worse than the streets, bro. It's a gangster's playground. But all y'all want to do is just blame the fighters. Bob Arum would tell Eddie Hearn, do not bid on this fight. Boxing is a very, very small community. And people really don't want to step on each other's toes. So y'all telling me that Demetrius Andrade is all of a sudden not a good fighter? Not a good fighter? He's not in a position to be respected? You think that Demetrius Andrade is worth $183,000 because it was a purse bid? So you telling me that Demetrius Andrade is worth $183,000, but George Kambosa was worth $10 million? And Teofimo Lopez was getting laughed at after being Lomachenko by mentioning $10 million. So George Kambosa got $10 million. Teofimo Lopez only got $3 million to fight George Kambosa. Huh? Y'all laugh at Ryan Garcia for renegotiating his deal. Devin Haney gets more than all these guys. Yeah, your value is what you negotiate. You think that Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano was worth just $1 million after they sold out MSG together? You really think so? You really think that Amanda Serrano was worth only $75,000 or almost $200,000 for in the first negotiations when she signed that first deal? And I was saying that she's a 7-figure fighter, and everybody thought I was crazy. And then come Jake Paul, and now she's a 7-figure fighter. This is the only sport that we make fun of fighters fighting for their money. This is the only sport that you have hardcore boxing fans, so-called hardcore boxing fans, telling fighters how much they value or if they're not valued to this and this and that. This is the only fan base that laugh at fighters for being lowballed. You encourage it. It brings joy to your life to laugh. Oh my God. Oh, this guy just won payday. Every fighter wants payday. What the hell you think they fight? For free? Do you want to work for free? Let alone fight for free? What that's what I mean. I don't know this community like that, to be honest. I thought I knew. Jaime Mugia said, 100% punch. Preach it. I got to preach. El Pastor de Oseo, ya tú sabes. Samir, you're a good, yo, what's good, punch? Keep bringing the facts. We respect fighters over here. That's right. Ted Bates in the building. Jaime Mungia. Money and legacy, I would hope. Both. They fight for money and legacy. They fight for money and legacy. You think that Canelo Alvarez is saying, oh, PBC in the zone, you know what? Don't give me that much money. You know, I'm just want to fight for legacy. You trying to give me what, 100 mil? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people in the world that don't make 100 mil. So I don't want to make it. I just want to fight Triple G again. And I just want to fight Bivol. And maybe I could split it the way I want to split it. I don't want to negotiate. I don't want to negotiate. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter if my children's eat. It doesn't matter that I got to pay the mortgage. It doesn't matter I need to pay the rent. It doesn't matter if I need a car to get around. It doesn't matter if I need to eat. It doesn't matter if I need to pay my trainer. It doesn't matter if I need to pay my sparring partner. It doesn't matter if I need to pay my nutritionist or if I have surgery or things that I need. Money is nothing. I want to fight for legacy only. I know. There's certain fighters it's easy to pass the narrative. It's easy not to defend them, right? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. So now, we have been talking about how much does belt matter. Now, there's been a lot of mixed emotions, especially this year. A lot of mixed emotions. Does belt really matter? Belts are attached with legacy. It's unfortunate that it's come to this. Even pugilists of the game's legendary fighters of the game downplay belts. Floyd Mayweather, being one of the most relevant voices of the sport of boxing worldwide, has downplayed the belts. Oscar De La Hoya has downplayed the belts. Bernard Hopkins has downplayed the belts. Mike Tyson said this belt ain't shit, it's garbage. He has downplayed the belts. A lot of pugilists of the game. Look, Lomachenko don't need a belt to be in the pound-for-pound list, so they downplay having a belt. Devin Haney is undisputed, not on the pound-for-pound list. Lomachenko don't have a belt. He's on the pound-for-pound list. So this is a year that is apparent that belts don't mean as much as it used to be. And I also think it only depends on the fighter. I think the belts mean so much if Bud Crawford versus Earl Spence is on the line. I think the belts mean so much if it's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. But do belts matter when it's Conor Benn versus Eubank Jr.? Does belts matter if it's Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua? Do you need a belt to see that? I forgot what belt Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather was fighting for. I forgot. I really forgot what belt they was fighting for. The WBO WBC, I believe so. Do sometimes bigger fighters become bigger than the belts? You got Ryan Garcia, and you got a whole new generation, that says that belts don't matter. Ryan Garcia said belts don't matter. I want Tank Davis because if I beat Devin Haney, y'all still gonna be saying that I gotta fight Javon Davis because y'all consider him better. Y'all still gonna say that I need to fight Lomachenko because I consider him better. It don't matter if I beat Devin Haney. Look at Devin Haney. He's the undisputed, and y'all don't even respect him like that. He's not even on the pound-for-pound list. So what that makes me? You understand? There's a lot of contradictions in how we see the belts now. And we talking about the pugilism of boxing. There's a lot of people going to be like, well, I don't care what ESPN said. I don't care about Ring Magazine. I don't care about what their pound-for-pound list is. You know what I'm saying? That's just opinion. That's just opinion. I'm going to tell you like this. It's a very, very powerful opinion. You know why? Because most of those panelists has the power of the pen, the power to put these fighters into the Hall of Fame. So if they're already snubbing Devin Haney, they might snub him into the Hall of Fame as well. You get it? Don't think that their opinions don't matter. Don't think that your opinion is just as credible as their opinion, because it's not. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, you may see Dan Rafael as a fat fuck, and you may think that you know more boxing than him. But guess what? Dan Rafael got the power to pen. You know what that is? That he has the power to put a boxer into the Hall of Fame. He got the power. Mike Compinger got the power of the pen. I go back and forth with Rick Glazier, right? And I might not respect a lot of things that Rick Glazier says, and I might respect things that he says, right? He's an insider. He know a lot of shit, and I may know some of that shit as well. But guess what? The difference between me and him, he has the power to pen, and I don't. So when it's time for the ballot, it's time to put who's in the Hall of Fame, and let's go 10 or 15 years from now, and it's Devin Haney. They're gonna be like, shit. I mean, that's the only thing he did probably at that. Let's say Devin Haney don't do nothing more. I mean, that's all he did was beat George Campbell to become undisputed. It's not enough. I didn't even consider him a big win, so he's not going to the Hall of Fame. See? As much as y'all want to say that it's just opinion, that pound for pound is just opinion, you got to see it right now, because if you're getting snubbed right now, Jermell Charlo is getting snubbed right now. What makes you think he's not going to get snubbed when his career is over going into the Hall of Fame? So you got to take this. You got to really understand what's really going on in the sport of boxing. You really got to understand what's really going on. What's good? Rapstar Boxing Knowledge in the building. Rapstar, the voice of the UK London. Go subscribe to my brother Rapstar, the best voice of the UK, the voice of the UK. Think about it, folks. As much as you want to say, and this is why I want to hold this community accountable. I want to respect everybody in this community, and I want people to understand in this community that you got to take it serious, because you could be a voice and you could be a powerful voice. We here in the WBC YouTube boxing community, whatever you want to call it, here 24/7 talking about boxing. People capitalizing over boxing. People donate to boxing. People send the super chats for boxing, for these boxing channels, for these boxing pugilists, if you want to call them. Right? Voices. There's channels out here that make more money than fighters. There's channels out here that actually make more money than fighters. There's channels out here that you rather hear their voices than listen to the boxer themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the time I have an interview, people rather listen to me more than the interview. I get more views just me talking than having an interview with a world-class champion. But are we doing it for ourselves? Are we doing it just to soothe our pockets? Are we doing it to soothe our ego? Are we doing it to preserve the sport of boxing? Do we respect the modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators? And do you, as subscribers and followers and watchers, identify who's the truth and who's the fake? Do you value the people that work and try to preserve the sport that you love? Or do you want toxic, or do you want to support that? We talked about that yesterday. I'm not going furthermore about that. But you got a responsibility as well to support those that's preserving the sport of boxing, that's bringing great content and bringing content that feeds everybody else. Because if I bring in, let's say, for example, I had an interview with, let's say, Teofimo Lopez Sr., right? And I asked him, what's next for your son? What's the next fight? Are you in a negotiation with somebody? What do you feel? And let's say he gives us the answer. Guess what? Everybody eats off this information. So you got to respect it, and you got to hope, and you got to support it, because it feeds everybody else. Another channel going to be like, hey, yo, another writer, boxing scenes. Out here in Punch Drunk Boxing, they say that Teofimo Lopez is going to be fighting Jose Pedraza, going to be fighting this and this and this next. Because in Punch Drunk Boxing, he had the opportunity and the honor to interview this, such and such and such. Yesterday, somebody in the chat said, hey, yo, Punch, tell your boy, Demis Andre, what's happening, what he's going to do next. Oh, why do you want it? Why do you want me? Why you want Punch Drunk Boxing to get it, right? Because you don't see him talking to a lot of people. But maybe Demis Andre, you know what I'm saying, he rock with your boy Punch Drunk Boxing. He might say, hey, yo, Punch, this was happening. And that's why you asked me. So am I valuable? Is this channel valuable for what you want? Can I cook something that you want to eat and it's going to taste good? You got to value those that know how to cook. You got to value the motherfucking chefs in the motherfucking boxing community that feeds you food. I demand my respect. Hell yeah, because I respect my time. Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like. So now in the sport of boxing, the fighters are the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, and God damn it, you must respect them. Each and every one of them. Each and every one of them. And understand that a lot of things that they don't get, or where they're not supposed to be, or potential to be, is because the business of boxing does not allow them to match or exceed the expectations. It's not for you to make fun of all the fucking time and downplay and degrade and disrespect what these men and women have been molded to do. It's to fight. And the reason why you may not see them blossom into greatness is because they're being held back. And you got to understand them. Ain't no fighter that step inside the ring is pussy. Ain't no fighter that step inside the ring is a bum. Ain't no fighter that step inside the ring that's scared. Motherfucker, they're fearless. Fearless. When we in the outside saying, oh my God, Gabe Flores Jr., hey, yo, his pop need to stop the fight. Need to stop the fight. And Gabe Flores telling his dad, don't stop the fight, Dad. Don't stop the fight. You know why he's saying him? And everybody in the outside don't understand that the kid is willing to die in the ring, willing to die fighting, because this is who he is. Do you want to hear passion? Do you want to hear the best delivery in boxing? This is love right here. You ain't gonna hear it nowhere else. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. Nowhere else in this world can match my passion. Nobody, no soul have the passion for boxing like Punch Run Boxing. Dislike it, like it. Hate the delivery. Be threatened by the delivery. Shout out to the belt federations, but you know what? Y'all need to be stopped. Y'all need to stop being slaves to the promoters and the networks. Even if they give you the opportunity, you got to understand that the sanctioning bodies got as much power as the network, the promoters, the managers, or any entity in the sport of boxing. They ain't in cahoots with a commission. The Belt Federation sanction a fight. The commissions also sanction the fights. A lot of people here arguing all day long what's happening with Earl Spence and Bud Crawford. We could argue it all day long. I don't give a damn. Y'all can argue that shit. I'm past that shit because I see the future in the welterweight division. I see the prestige talent. I see the phenoms in Jerome Boots Ennis from Philadelphia. I see it from Oak Hill, Vergil Ortiz. I see it from the guy in the UK, the son of a legend, Conor Benn. If we feel that the belts don't matter, if there's a wide audience that feel that belts don't matter like it used to, that they just want to see good fights. Buy low in the building was good. If people don't understand the business of boxing, just tell them how Maravilla Martinez lost his belt before fighting Chavez Jr. WBC was trash. They don't want to understand that. Because you know what? It doesn't feed the narrative. It doesn't feed. It's not entertaining enough to really speak in facts and really put things into perspective. Because they want to blame the fighter. You won't do no views if you're talking about Daryl Peoples from the IBF. You put Daryl Peoples in your search. People don't even know who the fuck they talking about. Daryl Peoples, IBF. I don't even know how he look like. He white, he black, he Latino. Daryl Peoples. He must be black. I don't know. Gilberto Mendoza, the WBA. If I put him on my search, do you know who he is? Shout out to Mark Nash. Everybody subscribe to Mark Nash. What's good, Mark? What's good, my brother? What's good, my brother? Good looking now. Good looking now. Valo. Gracias de lo mío. Gracias. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to all the members as well, man. Shout out to all the members that contribute to the channel. Shout out to everybody that sends the super chat and donates to the channel, man. I gladly appreciate it. I love y'all. Love y'all. Y'all understand the grind. Y'all understand the time. Y'all understand the sacrifices. If we don't care, if there is a mass population in the boxing world that don't care or don't think that belts are that important, that the fights are better than that the fights is the most important thing, then we don't have to wait for Boots or Vergil to fight for titles. Because we all know in the welterweight division, the guys that's right behind Bud and Spence, pause, is Vergil, Boots, and you could say Thurman. But I think a lot of people is writing Thurman off. A lot of people feel like, man, you ain't fight enough, and Thurman does not soothe or massage the feelings of the boxing fans. I think they could be all right. He seems he's semi-retired. I'm a big fan of Keith Thurman, but I also understand the people. And yes, I'm a frustrated Keith Thurman fan. I think he have submitted. I think he's forfeit his whole career and his potential to have a Hall of Fame career to his business handlers. I think he forgot about wanting legacy, and he'd rather go for the money. Good fights, but I don't think he's that dedicated for his own legacy like he used to be. So who do we see? Bud and Vergil. JC in the building. Keep grinding, gotta run, but have a good show. Salute to you in the chat, man. Salute JT in the building. Good looking out for the super chat. Es 5 pesos. Diablo, antes yo gastaba esos 5 pesos and go to 142nd, 43rd, and for a peep show. Antes, cuando yo era chiquito también. Mira esa nalguita, mira esa teta. Viéndolo, prosti. I just oh man. It feels like people crown the champions and don't care for who has the belts. I think we're going to that route. It's unfortunate for guys like Devin Haney. It's unfortunate. I've been saying it. Yes, the only thing I've said about Devin Haney that he's boring, okay? Yeah, but I respect that he's undisputed. He did what he had to do. And he got good skills. He got winning skills. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that that's the only thing I say. And yes, and I push it, but at the end of the day, I said Devin the Dream Haney is one of the phenom in the sport of boxing and highly respected. I hope that he's just more entertaining so we could speak more highly of him. And the people respect his entertainment value. That's what it is. I want his entertainment value because I understand the sport of boxing. And I believe that performance-wise, whether he's outboxing people is the reason why he's getting snubbed in the pound for pound. Because the way I told y'all people, since I started the channel, it's not about just winning and losing, but it's how you win and how you lose. You're going to be compared to your contemporaries, and if the people around you, your contemporaries around you, is highly exciting and highly dangerous and is showing freak of nature type of shit, things that we haven't seen in a while. People are going to marvel over those fighters. And I believe that Devin Haney got the skills and talent to take those risks, just like Shakur Stevenson. He take those risks. He's in the pocket. He's countering. He stay right there in the pocket. He's throwing some combination, go to the body, counter, slip, boom, 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 boom. He's banging in there. And I believe that Devin Haney got those skills and talent as well. And I think that he just should trust it. Just don't jab it. You know what I'm saying? Play around with his opponent because you got an opponent in front of you that don't got shit on you. That's how I feel. Jaime Hernandez says Shakur's toughest fight is Devin Haney. Probably. They know each other very, very well. All these guys know each other very, very well. I think that's why it's going to be as tough. That's why T.O. and Devin and T.O. and Shakur and T.O. and Tank and all these guys, because they have sparred one another. They know each other. Some of them have come up with each other. And I think that's what makes it hard. It's not that they all got skills and power and stuff. And most of them got power. Skills is just that they know each other. What makes it harder. That's what makes Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. I think Canelo Alvarez should have taken out Triple G. But let's not forget that nobody knows Triple G more than Canelo Alvarez, and nobody knows Canelo more than Triple G. They have sparred with each other before that, and they have fought 24 rounds before the trilogy. Ain't gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that easy. Saludo, saludo, Kev. Kings of the Commonwealth, let's go. What's good, baby? What's good? What's good? So again, let me start again. I'm always sidetracking. If belts don't really matter, it doesn't solidify you as being a pound for pound fighter like they have Lomachenko. It doesn't solidify you, right? Then Vergil Ortiz and Boots Ennis don't have to wait to fight each other. Showtime, Steven Espinoza, Golden Boy Promotions. You don't need to wait for belts because you cannot contradict yourself now. Oscar de la Hoya said that belts don't matter when it comes to Ryan Garcia. Then belts shouldn't matter when it comes to Vergil Ortiz. Showtime don't care if the belts matter for Gervonta Tank Davis. So don't tell me it matters for Jerome Boots Ennis. You understand what I'm trying to say? Now you understand where I'm getting at. So I don't want to hear no entity of these, no entity, no business handlers of both of these men talk about that maybe we want to see the winner of Bud and Earl Spence. Oh my God, I think that Vergil versus Boots will be better if there's belts on the line. I don't want to hear that mess. Yo no quiero oír esa mierda. Because you told me, Golden Boy Promotion told me, and told the whole world that Ryan Garcia, the belts don't matter. It don't matter. Steven Espinoza, on this side of the street, they don't care about Gervonta Tank Davis. They can lie to you, 3-division world champion with Gervonta Tank Davis. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. He puts butts in the seats and stuff like that. They don't care. So I don't want you to care about the belts with Boots Ennis. I don't want you to care about the belts with Vergil Ortiz. But what I do want, Valo, dímelo, mi gente, if belts don't matter, Punch, we are going to have the weakest Hall of Fame after all this fighter retires. We're going to have more women in it. It's all right that we have more women in it. The women have to prove themselves to be in that type of level. To be in that level, I think they all, I think especially the top ladies are doing a wonderful job, but they got to work for the respect in a male-driven industry. It just got to, it is what it is. And they're doing a hell of a job. This year, they're taking over, right? For the boxing people to get used to their skills and their evolution, because we have the evolution of women boxing as right now is at its peak, and I'm loving it. Shout out to Valo, gracias. I do agree for the most part. It's just a whole different type of era, and it's either we're gonna stand behind or be a grumpy old man talking about, well, you know, back in the days it was this, and back in the days it was that, and I wish that it was back in the days, and I wish that they fought like 15 rounds. Those are back in the days. I'm moving with the time. I don't got a Nokia phone. I don't got a BlackBerry. Huh? We got to stop it. The past was the past, but today is today, and the future is the future. Good looking out, Valo. Samir said, people don't care for belts. Any beatdown and KOs. I don't think that people care. If it comes to Vergil Ortiz and Boots Ennis, people ain't going to give a damn. One of the most lucrative fighters in the sport of boxing, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, don't have no belts. I don't give a damn. Within 6 hours, Kell Brook and Amir Khan sold out. There was no belts on the line. We're entering a new era that belts really don't matter. Unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't like it. I am not promoting that belts don't matter. All I'm saying is I'm already hearing the pulse of the fan base, and not only the fan base, but legends of the game, the most relevant voices of boxing, of legends, the most relevant voices of boxing, snubs belts. Again, Floyd Mayweather, Oscar de la Hoya, Bernard Hopkins, Mike Tyson, they snub belts. The networks snub belts. In the lightweight division, Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis is considered the most lucrative fight in the lightweight division, and there is no belts on the line. And I'm not talking about the junior varsity belt either. Thank you, Samir. Thank you, Samir. So who could control? Who could bring this back to where you feel it should be? Who could bring back the morals? Who is going to say, you know what? I'm not liking with the networks. Y'all taking a long time to get these dates and get these arenas. Promoters, y'all lazy. Y'all just stealing the network money. And we're here in the middle trying to wait on y'all. We in y'all pockets. We're a slave to these promoters. Whatever y'all want to tell us is good. We're not mandating fights. We have the mandated. The IBF has not mandated Earl Spence in over 4 years. Huh? The WBC really didn't mandate or order that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They let it be. They let it be. They let it be. They doing what they want to do. There's no more rules. There's no more time frame. There is nothing. A bunch of extensions. A bunch of nothing. A bunch of silence. It's time for the Belt Federation to have order. Order in the motherfucking court. So let me tell you why. I don't need to wait. HLD said belts only don't matter so much to be selected few in 135. No other division is like this. I think in the 130-pound division is like that as well. Ain't nobody was shaming Shakur Stevenson to go after Undisputed. Ain't nobody said, oh, yo, Shakur Stevenson got to fight Cordina. Shakur Stevenson got to fight Gutierrez. Shakur Stevenson, nah. He ducking Hector Garcia. Nah. Not even the super middleweight division, featherweight division. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't nobody really, oh, yo, Inoue better fight Butler or else. Nah. We talk about more Inoue fighting Stephen Fulton than Inoue fighting Butler. Let's be real. This is just not in the lightweight division. The man that I talk about that people hate, it ain't matter in the middleweight division that Demis Andre was getting snubbed left and right. He was a WBO champion and nobody cared. Everybody laughed at him, right? Nobody cared that he was champion. Nobody cared. Oh, he can't sell out nobody. He was getting snubbed. Canelo don't need to fight him. Triple G don't need to fight him. Charlo don't need to fight him. Y'all want Charlo to fight Devin Haney in the 168. Triple G goes to the 168. And then Demis Andre was about to go to the 168. Ain't nobody was shaming nobody for no unification bouts in the middleweight division. Ain't nobody was shaming nobody. Y'all was laughing at Demis Andre for calling out Canelo Alvarez, and he was in position for a middleweight Undisputed. So let's be real. Let's be honest. People don't care. People don't care. People don't care that Makabu's a champion. People don't care. Not like that. Not like we should. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But we could bring back some moral. But it's up to the four horsemen. It's up to Mendoza. It's Mauricio Sulaiman. It's up to Daryl Peoples. It's up to Paco. We could see right now. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. Look at this. The WBC. Could they order Vergil Ortiz versus Jerome Boots Ennis? Could they order the fight as a final eliminator? Or a final elimination to become the mandatory? We already know that Keith Thurman is number one. But we don't really know what's going to be happening with Keith from Tom Thurman. He said he might go to the 154 as well. But could they order the fight? Could the WBC say, you know what? Boots, you don't got to fight. Vergil, you don't got to fight. You know what? We ordering this. I'm going to tell you right now, that'd be one of the biggest fights in the sport of boxing. Right now. The WBA. The number one and the number two is Vergil Ortiz and Jerome Boots Ennis. Could the WBA order this fight? Yes or no? What are they waiting for? What is the WBC waiting for? They waiting on Showtime? They waiting on what they waiting on? What's his name? Cameron Duncan? Who are they waiting for? Oscar de la Hoya? No. Mauricio Sulaiman gonna say no. Wait. We have a good fight right here in our hands, and we need to order this fight. The WBA, Gilbert Mendoza, what are you waiting for? Look at the IBF. Who's the number one? The number two is vacant. No. Put Vergil Ortiz number two or fight Jerome Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz and sanction that fight. So if we're going to get Bud Crawford and Earl Spence, we get Boots Ennis and Vergil when the winner becomes the mandatory to the winner of Spence and Bud. What are we waiting for, Daryl Peoples? Paco de lo Mio, 1 and 2, Jerome Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz. What are we waiting for? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you folks, there is no excuse that we don't have Vergil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis this fall. I don't need. The Belt Federation needs to take control. I don't give a fuck about your negotiations. I don't care what you want, Golden Boy. I don't care what you want, Showtime Espinoza. But what we're going to do, we're going to order this fight. Let's not forget what the WBC and the WBO has told us. They're working together. And they said they could fight two mandatories together to fight the undisputed champion. Again, like I said, a year and a half ago, I had sat down with the WBO and the WBC ambassadors. We were eating some pizza. Well, they was eating some pizza. And they said we're working together. In Rap Star Boxing Knowledge, he also had Mauricio Sudamon to ask him the question. And I gave him the example. So that means you could sanction the WBO and the WBC comes together. That's what I'm saying. The WBO, Vergil Ortiz, they come together. What they was talking about, what they was explaining to me, Paco, the president of the WBO and the ambassador of the WBC, was explaining to me that what we're trying to do is make our mandatory fight the WBC mandatories, right? So it's either you could put WBO versus Vergil Ortiz versus Keith Thurman, Vergil Ortiz versus Boots and the WBC themselves. They could sanction that fight. The WBA, remember, they had a meeting towards each other. Let me read you the meeting. Let me read you what they saying. Hold on, let me read you. Because I think that people forget. People forget. Hold on. See, we bring facts over here. No feelings. And for the Belt Federation, I'm bringing facts. I'm just going by what y'all say. I'm just bringing about what y'all say. Look at what the WBC, they all said, look, and I'm going to put it up there. Hold on. Let me read it. Remember when they all came together in Puerto Rico? Baco, Daryl's people, Mauricio Sudamon, and Gilbert Mendoza said the main topic was the need for a uniform process to unify titles and have more undisputed champions. Although the anatomy of each entity is something evident, what the four leaders are looking for is to agree on certain points, such as tournaments to define mandatory challenges for undisputed champions and help the sport improve. Now, if I could forward you the link so y'all could read this. Let me see, where is that? Better. Diablo. Let me see if it's here. I'll put in the community also if I can't find it right now, because I was just searching throughout the phone. But what I'm saying is the four horsemen, the four presidents came together in Puerto Rico to discuss few things. And the main topic was fighting their mandatories, fighting them versus each other. The winner fights the undisputed champion, which could be the winner of Bud and Earl Spence. So this is what I'm saying. We don't need to wait for Vergil and Boots. The Belt Federation has to put pressure on these promoters and these managers. The problem now with these Belt Federation is they became slaves to the promoter. All the promoters in their pockets now. You remember when you used to say the IBF, when we used to say the IBF is one of the strict Belt Federation? They ain't strict no more. They not strict anymore. They was strict with Canelo Alvarez when they mandated him 11 days after the Daniel Jacob fight to fight Sergey Derevchenko. Needed to close that deal in 11 days. They did it with Canelo Alvarez. They had the balls to do it with the cash cow of the sport of boxing. They had the balls to do it, Anthony Joshua, to fight Kubrat Pulev. So they did it with two cash cows of the sport of boxing. They put their foot down. The Belt Federation said, no, Canelo Alvarez, I don't give a damn who you are. We are mandating you to fight Sergey Derevchenko, and you got to negotiate a deal within 11 days. I know that you finished, you want to go to vacation, but you got to take care of business. And if you want to fight the Mise Andre for the undisputed, you could file an extension. The IBF said that. They were strict with Canelo Alvarez. No, Anthony Joshua, no, if you could get this unification, but you could get it, but you ain't going to get this one. You got to fight Kubrat Pulev. So why they can't do it now? What are we waiting for? So don't blame the fighters. Boy, Vergil is not fighting Boots, or Boots is not fighting Vergil. Let's put our energy and hold the right people accountable for not giving us or not giving their legacy what it deserves. They're not losing. They're only gaining. They're only doing something good for the sport of boxing. Why all these belt federations are waiting? Why are we waiting for Earl Spence and Bud Crawford? Because I'm going to tell you like this. If one of these belt federations would have mandated, the IBF would have said, you know what? Earl Spence, you haven't been mandated since Lamont Peterson. That was 4 years ago, 2018 in the Barclays Center. You have not been mandated. You know what? We'll give you this mandated. We could do it to Canelo Alvarez. We could do it to you. We could do it to Anthony Joshua. We could do it to you. You're mandated to fight Boots Ennis, and I want you to negotiate with Boots Ennis in 30 days. 30 days. We give you a time limit for 30 days. Then Earl Spence people will have to send an extension and say, what? We're trying to finalize a deal for the Undisputed versus Bud Crawford. Okay, we're giving you 30 days. If y'all don't come with it 30 days, you're already ordered to fight Boots Ennis. And then we wouldn't be waiting. We wouldn't be waiting a whole half a year for Bud and Earl Spence to finish their negotiations. You understand? The belt federations could do something. They could bring morality back into the sport of boxing and stop being in the pockets of promoters. You're still going to get your cut. You still going to get your pay. You still going to get your fees. Why are these belt federations that got so much power in their hands right now to give us the best fights? What are they waiting for? All I'm saying is, for the people out there that likes to blame fighters time and time again, that the business of boxing, the greedy hands in the cookie jar, belt federation promoters and networks is keeping these fighters from accomplishing what they deserve, what their skill set entails them to earn. A good prestige legacy, the opportunity to attain a prestige legacy. I'm going to be talking about opportunity because a lot of people like to shade a lot of fighters, but not every fighter get the same opportunity. Not every fighter is at the right place at the right time. Not every fighter has the right team behind them. You think you have the right team. There are fighters. There's a lot of fighters right now that don't even understand their own contract. There's a lot of fighters right now that don't even understand the sport. Remember, there's a world sport with different rules in different states, different countries. The BCC is different from America. So you got to understand the rules out there. You got to understand if you're going to be fighting in Tokyo, you got to understand the rules out there. Do not expect the fighters to know it all. Yes, we give credit to those fighters that learn the business, but it's a very, very hard business to learn when you're trying to focus on your craft and a dangerous sport that is a life or death type of sport where you got to give 100% of focus into that. And this is why you hire those business entities around you to take care of business. So if you're a hardcore boxing fans, how about you start holding the other people accountable instead of the fighters? Because in the end of the day, ain't nobody taking the risk like a fighter. So they should the fighters deserve the benefit of the doubt? If you're a hardcore boxing fans, should they deserve the benefit of the doubt? Or it's just easy and it's fun, it's entertaining for people to go at fighters and tell them that they bum and pussies and stuff like that and scared and fearful when you know that's not the case. You know that's not the case. So let's hold those people accountable. If we're not seeing Bud and Earl Spence and this negotiation is taking so long, it's because the belt federations have allowed it to, and they have the power to speed this shit up. Look at Bud Crawford right now. Hold on. Could the WBO mandate Bud Crawford with Vergil Ortiz? Could they? The WBO right now says we order Bud Crawford to fight. We order Vergil Ortiz. And Bud is like, oh, we in negotiation. All right, you in negotiation. But y'all been in negotiation for a long time. I'm sorry, man. We got to work. Can the IBF order order Earl Spence to fight Jerome Boots Ennis? Earl Spence going to be like, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm in negotiation. No. Y'all been in negotiation for far too long. And Earl Spence, you have not fought a mandatory since Lamont Peterson. We're giving you a pass time and time again, all right? All right? You had surgery. You had the car accident. You came back with your voluntary for the WBC with Danny Swift Garcia. You got another unification bout with guys. What the fuck you want us to do? Just sit around and wait for this negotiations that we don't even know that's going to be happening? And we hear Steven Espinoza and we hear PBC Smith says that it's gonna be robbing the fight. We don't know. Y'all don't even have a date. Y'all don't have an arena. Y'all don't have a site. You think we're gonna wait around? No. Sorry. Earl Spence, you're mandated to fight Boots Ennis, and we're giving you 30 days to negotiate this deal, or we're gonna strip you from your title. Bud, you will be mandated to fight Vergil Ortiz. You got to negotiate within 30 days, or we will strip you from your titles, and we get back order into the sport of boxing. And if Bud and Earl Spence come through fruition, we're not going to sit around because we don't know if Earl Spence does beat Bud Crawford. He might move to the 154. If Bud Crawford beats Earl Spence, he might stay there. But guess what? You will be mandated. Either you pick Vergil, or either you pick Thurman, or either you pick Boots. Ain't no more sitting around over here. The Belt Federation, you got power. Wake the fuck up and take control over boxing. In the end of the day, you still gonna get your money. In the end of the day, the boxing world is still gonna get the fight that we feel that we deserve and we want. Everybody eats. Everybody has a Coke and a smile. Everybody is happy. Everybody's entertained. The network wins. Everybody wins if the Belt Federation does their job, especially in the welterweight division. Mandate the WBC. If you win the WBC, mandate Vergil Ortiz to fight Keith Thurman. WBO and the WBC said what you was going to do. Mandate Earl Spence. Mandate the Vergil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. And I'm going to tell you like this. For the hardcore boxing fan, it will be just as interesting as watching Bud and Spence if we get Vergil and Boots. If Conor Benn could go out there and fight a middleweight, even though there's a catch weight 150, but he's moving up. I believe Conor Benn is moving like 13 pounds up, right? Or 10 pounds up. I'm sorry, 10 pounds up. If Conor Benn could risk it at this point of his career, Vergil Ortiz, you could risk it with Boots, and Boots could risk it with Vergil. And if we hold you as high regards, the loser, they're not going to take a step back because we're hardcore boxing fans. And we understand at that point, it was somewhat the best fight in the best. And then we got to be the hardcore boxing fans and admire the risk that these fighters are taking. And if one of them lose because of the risk that they're taking, we don't put them on the shelf. We don't shift them away. We don't talk shit about them like the UFC don't talk shit about Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz. The boxing fans, the hardcore boxing fans got responsibilities. The promoters got responsibilities. The network has responsibility. And the Belt Federation that is in a position to bring us the fight, especially in the welterweight division, has responsibilities. But I stress to the fans to stop talking shit about fighters because it soothes your ego and actually hold the greedy hands in the cookie jar accountable. Because right now in the welterweight division, everybody's in position to be happy, to be entertained, to succeed, and to create a good legacy and be part of a good legacy and a good fight. Vergil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. Y'all already know, man. Subscribe tomorrow. We'll be back at it. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.